learned about the diversity of living world comprising the organisms like microscopic bacteria to huge multicellular plants and animals. And all living organisms possess life and are made up of basic unit structure called the cell. So hello everyone, welcome back to another video from Bioholic. Hope you all are doing well. So today I'm gonna start a new chapter called the cell. And in this series of videos, you are going to learn about the structure and functions carried out by the various parts of the cell. So let's begin. So an organism consists of one or more cells. And accordingly, there are two types of organisms, like unicellular organisms where there is only one cell exists, like the amoeba, diatoms, etc. And the multicellular organisms like the plants and animals. Now, the unicellular organisms are capable of independent existence and performing the essential functions of their life. Now, anything less than a complete structure of a cell does not ensure independent living. Thus, the cell is the fundamental structural and functional unit of all living organisms. Okay, so what is the definition of the cell? So the cell is the basic membrane bound unit which contains the fundamental molecules of the life and of which all living things are composed. Okay, now if you have ever observed any kind of cells under the microscope, then it will be a bit easier for you to relate the things. Suppose you have earlier observed the cells like the onion peel or human cheek cells under the microscope, then just recollect their structure, okay? Now the onion cell, which is a typical plant cell, has a distinct cell wall as its outer boundary, and just within it there is a cell membrane. In the other hand, the cells of the human cheek have an outer membrane as the delimiting structure of the cell. And inside each cell there is a dense membrane bound structure called the nucleus. And this nucleus contains the chromosomes, which in turn contains the genetic material known as DNA. Now the cells that have the membrane bound nuclei are known as eukaryotic cells, whereas the cells that lack a membrane-bound nucleus are known as prokaryotic cells. We will discuss about the eukaryotic cells and prokaryotic cells in later. Now in both prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cells, there is a semi-fluid matrix present, which is known as cytoplasm, which occupies the volume of the cell. Now the cytoplasm is the main arena of the cellular activities in both plant and animal cells. So various chemical reactions occur in it to keep the cell in a living state or in an active state. Okay? Now besides the nucleus, the eukaryotic cells have some other membrane bound distinct structures like the endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, lysosomes, mitochondria, microbodies, and vacuoles. And all these membrane-bound structures are known as cellular organelles. And the prokaryotic cells lack such membrane-bound cellular organelles. Okay? Next, the ribosome, which are the non-membrane-bound organelles found in all cells, both the eukaryotic cells as well as prokaryotic cells. Okay, within the cell, ribosomes are found not only in the cytoplasm but also within the two organelles like the chloroplast in case of plants and mitochondria and on the rough endoplasmic reticulum. So animal cells contain another non-membrane bound organelle known as centriole. So this centriole helps in the cellular division. Okay? Now the cell differs greatly in size, shape and activities. For example, mycoplasma, which is the smallest cell, are only about 0.3 micrometer in the length, while the bacteria could be 3 to 5 micrometer. And the largest isolated single cell is the egg of the ostrich. Among multicellular organisms like human red blood cells are about 7 micrometer in their diameter. Also, the nerve cells are some of the largest cells. Cells also vary greatly in their shape. So they may be disc-like, polygonal, columnar, cuboidal, thread-like, or even irregular like the amoeba. So the shape of the cell may vary with the function they perform. Okay? So today's class is just a brief overview regarding the cell, and in our next videos we are going to learn about the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells, cell theory, structure and functions of each cellular organelles, and lot more things in detail. Okay? So now if you have any questions or doubts regarding today's class, then ask me in the comment section below. I will make you clear the doubts. And now if you find this video helpful, then give it a big thumbs up and share it with others. And if you are new here, then hi, myself Ankita Bishwas, your bioeducator. Please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get further notifications of our upcoming videos. So thanks for watching, and we will meet on our next Wednesday. Till then, take care and keep watching Bioholic.